what makes a good driving instructor. This is from the student's perspective. If you don't know, I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Let's first get it. A good driving instructor is patient. We understand that you're going to make mistakes. The light may be green, but you put your foot on the brake. We ask you to go right, you go left. Patience is a virtue. I believe you're born with patience because I'm an instructor and there's always things going on. Next, good instructors are nice. They don't yell at you when you make mistakes. We all make mistakes. No one is perfect. I'm going to talk about mindset, okay? We all have a growth mindset. My mind is set for growth. When I'm teaching someone, I'm trying to find the positive things in them. I'm trying to encourage them to grow. So I always have the growth mindset. I always find good things in my students, and I encourage them to do their best. Next, good instructors give directions in advance. Example, at the light, I would like you to make a left turn. They use hand directions to help determine left and right. In the car with my students, we know the blinker, left is down and right is up. I always say that to remind my students why it can be very overwhelming to students that they turn the blinker on the wrong way, and that adds confusion. Next, they don't make last minute decisions. For example, turn right. No, turn left. Good instructors know the route ahead of time. They help reduce anxiety and stress. Next, they make conversations with you. I want to get a chance to know my students, know what they're about, know what's going on in their lives. I share a few short stories so we all get a chance to bond. Being an instructor is about people. It's not about being selfish. It's not about balance. It's about people, building that trust, getting them for adulthood. So that is very important. And this leads me to my next point, which is choices. Number one, making every decision carefully. When you choose to be an instructor, you put your needs second and you put the needs of a student first. You are empathetic. You understand how they feel. Next, they use visual demonstrations. For example, they demonstrate how to sit in the car. Many times I get in the car, I show them how to have their arms, I show them how to adjust a mirror, just like I'm using my hands right now. I tell them frame the rear window in the mirror. I tell them look straight ahead, adjust your left mirror. You can see me using my finger. I tell them look straight ahead and adjust your right mirror. So when you're driving, you can look to your left, you can look in the middle, you can look to the right. So you don't have to take your eyes off the road. These are some things that I say to them. Next, in classroom, I use a steering wheel. I have a 68 Camaro. It's set up for eighth mile, quarter mile, roll cage, parachute, seat belt. So I have a removable steering wheel. So I use this steering wheel in class to help people understand how to turn hand over hand into the turn, how to turn hand over hand out. Yes, there's more than one way to turn the wheel. There's no absolute way. You're going to learn from your instructor. You're going to learn from your mom and dad. You're going to learn from your brother. Then you will settle on a hand placement that is best for you. There's 9 and 3. There's 10 and 2. Recently, AAA said 7 and 5. So again, there's no absolute best way. I'm in the United States, so typically 10 and 2, 9 and 3, or 7 and 5. If you're just joining in, we're talking about what makes a good driving instructor from the student's perspective. Let's continue. Student instructors, driving instructors are considerate. You always have to be considerate of what you do to understand how people grow, how people learn, and how to teach them. Also, good instructors share stories. They share those personal stories of getting your permit, going to a public school, learning, sitting in a cold room for an hour and a half, or going into a classroom meeting students for the first time, making them feel comfortable. There's so many different stories. And as you continue watching this, I'm going to take you through some of those stories to help you feel comfortable. Everyone has a different comfort spot. And once you get to your comfort spot, a good instructor will make you feel cared about, will make you feel loved, will make you feel appreciated. Good and driving instructors are fun. I'm a funny guy. I tell dad jokes. I have a good sense of humor. And I have a lot of students who have jobs. So I imagine that, hey, you're driving to work. You got to get there safely. We don't want to run lights. We want to leave early. And one reason why people speed is because they're late. So I always use that personal example of them maybe driving a little too fast or driving too slow. Beginning drivers do two things. They either go too fast in the flow of the traffic, they have to keep tapping brakes, or they go slow. The majority of student drivers go 5 or 10 under the limit. So actually, we're holding up traffic. So I'm thinking in my mind, oh my God, I got to get them to pep up. So you encourage your students that way. Next, good instructors on the road are very calm. They give advice on how to improve your driving skills. They take you through neighborhoods. We're going to make right turns. We're going to make left turns. We're going to accelerate through the turn. We're going to look left, right, left before we pull out in traffic. A lot of beginning drivers don't look, and literally they'll pull out in front of a semi-truck. So we don't want that to happen. Next, they give you positive reinforcement. I'm not your parent. I'm not your guardian. I'm like your uncle, right? I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to share a story, and I'll give you honest information. So I'm going to give you honest information to help you succeed. And when I help you succeed, you will be successful. Bye.